And we are live. Morning, everyone. Kenneth here. So good to be connecting with you on this Saturday morning. It is Saturday, the 13th of July, roughly about 10 past 7. So again, this morning we had an absolutely phenomenal group. I think we had about close to 20 ladies attending the support group this morning, many of them new to our program and our process. And it was just such an amazing honor and privilege to be able to sit back there and not actually lead the session, but to see how the people that has been through the program and the process that we facilitate previously have been able to advise and give such brilliant insights regarding this matter of truth. So we're going to talk about speak the damn truth this morning. And yeah, and a few things are flashing through my mind when I hear those words or hear myself saying those words out loud. So I think when a husband is busy with pornography, obviously this is a thing that he's been doing for many years in secret. And that's probably the reason why the pain is so great, because the betrayal extends over such a long period of time. So, and then if we believe, and we do believe, that addiction is an illness because it has got to do with the physical wiring in my brain. So my brain is physically wired to to lie and to be deceitful and to want more of the specific behavior. So it's a disease, and if I've been doing it for such a long period of time, I'm going to be trying to hide the behavior. But then, for most ladies, when ladies learn about the deceit and the betrayal, they want to know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. That's what they want. Obviously, and it makes sense. It's completely normal, natural to want to know the truth. The conversation this morning, entirely led by a group of ladies, was all about is the specific things that I am seeking to know about the truth, are they helpful to my life? Are they going to help me get to where I want to be, or are they going to be detrimental, a heavy weight that is sort of hooked around my neck and that's going to be dragging me down forever and always? So there's a way that we approach the truth, and obviously, oftentimes people say, "I want brutal honesty." So really, brutal honesty. I think honesty and truth can be weaponized. It can definitely hurt people brutally. So I always try and correct people when they talk about brutal honesty. I say to them, let's talk about rigorous honesty. So a thorough level of honesty that absolutely has to be there. And I do believe in truth, but I don't think that all truth is helpful. I think that's the main point that I'm trying to make. Also, for the men out there, I don't think it's wise to make the full disclosure, to admit everything that has happened in the first sort of sitting. I think this point was also raised this morning. It was all about if I, if a husband takes his truth to his wife and she's going to scream out and freak at him, which she should do, which is like normal. I'm not saying that's the way to behave, is to freak out and scream and shout and beat someone up and hit them with a pan or whatever. Um, but if that happens, do you think your husband's going to want to share the truth with you again? The negative reinforcement, we spoke about that this morning as well. Obviously not. Who's going to want to keep on telling the truth if they are being beaten up with it all the time? So we need to learn how to be a safe space for every single person that is interacting with us if we want those people to be in our lives. So, am I for the truth? Absolutely, I am. I do think that truth is super important, especially in the light of what's been lost for many of the ladies. Do I think that all the details are necessary? I don't think so. I don't think all the details of every single encounter and where the lady's tattoo was and the color of her underwear and the length of her hair and the boob size, whatever. I don't think that information is often relevant. And if wives would like to know that information, I would like to also ask, why is it? What is it that you're going to be doing with this information? And in the same sense, not trying to shield the truth. I'd rather engage with a guy for a few months, and this is what we do on the program. I'd engage with a guy, trying to win his trust, winning his heart, making him understand that I'm fighting for him and not against him. I get him to volunteer the truth free willingly out of his own. What is the point of truth, even if we have to strangle it out of somebody, put both hands around his neck? I know we feel like that. I also sometimes feel like that. We feel like we want to strangle the truth out of somebody, but that type of truth has no value, because it didn't come from the person. There's no portrayal of the person's character or growth. And then the other thing is, truth has an emotional component as well. So it's one thing to know all the facts. So facts is good. We need to know all the facts. I fully agree with that. Know all the facts. But is the husband under duress going to be volunteering and bringing truths, um, that is emotional in nature? Is he going to share his heart around the stuff that has happened? Is he going to be remorseful if it's expected of him to bring the truth and he's forced to do it? So we really meticulously trying to work helping men bring the truth and want to bring the truth and wanting to embrace the full impact and the full consequence of the truth on every single level. If men are not emotionally activated and emotionally connected, they'll bring factual level of truth, which contains zero healing, connection, and even insight. So as the men are growing emotionally and stopping the numbing experience, they would be more in touch with the emotional reality of what has happened. And I want them to sit in that pain, not to punish them, but to sit in that pain and to embrace it and to hold on to it and feel the emotional weight of it. And in that sort of space, to bring the full truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God, without the damaging details once off to the specific lady in a way that could restore the relationships. You know what? Any man listening to this conversation right now, no guy ever wants to do this. Ever, ever. Never, ever does any guy look forward to bringing the whole truth to his partner. But you know what? Over the few hundred times that I've done this, it's always been a helpful experience every single time. And the men would imagine that their wives are going to pack their bags and go. But actually, there's something built into the wiring of your wife or the wiring of the ladies that would make them honor, appreciate, and respect the truth. I don't think for 1 minute that porn and sex addiction is about sex and pornography. It's about much deeper things than that. It's about for the ladies, it's not about the sex and the porn. Oftentimes, it's about the fact that he's lied. The greater issue is the fact that he's lied and chosen to look into her eyes every single day for a period of years and not speak the truth, not bring the truth to her. And then obviously there's the truth as far as it relates to the past, but there's also the truth as far as it relates to the present and the impact of that specific truth on my destiny, my future, the space where I'm heading towards, and in which truth should we be more interested in? Um, Definitely, the truth of the past is important, but more important than the truth of the past is the truth of my current reality, the quality of my connection with my husband, and is the truth that I'm experiencing an emotional seated truth, you know? Is it affecting, is it coming out of his emotions, his full heart, his being, his spirit, or is it just a factual truth? So, in conclusion, I do not think that full disclosure, a full owned disclosure could come out of uh, a force of truth. It needs to be owned first, and then it needs to be brought. And there's a lot of bravery that's involved with that. So, what are we saying? Speak the damn truth. Um, the the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God, minus the damaging details, from a space of being emotionally regulated, connected, and safe, an official space of safety. So, those are some of my thoughts from the session this morning. I hope you all have a phenomenal day further. It's weekend. My weekend just started now. Yeah, I hope you have a phenomenal weekend with your family, your loved ones, and yeah, and with everyone else that's important to you. Thanks for listening to me. Have a great weekend further, ladies and gentlemen. Bye now.